Now just tell me, do you see me? Do you feel me around you? Or what do you perceive?
Oh, yeah, no, I just perceive. I do, yeah, I perceive.
You just feel and know rather than see, right?
Yes.
I see you. You're standing in front of me. This in my throat is because you're standing. It's almost like a spider web, but it's made out of some sort of plasma, orangey reddish color plasma, and it looks like a spider web, and you're trying to push it out with your arms, with your hands, and you're spinning real fast. You stop and then you spin, and then you stop and then you spin. You're dressed differently. You're in this suit, and I see it's almost like lines by your under your knees, by whenever you have joints that it has arms, and it's very it's like a black rubberized suit. It has a belt. A belt has like flattened square, or no, it's kind of like rhombus, and it has like a star inside of it. Looking, and it's almost like you have this energy around your head. It's like protective, but then it changes into some sort of helmet with the with some sort of device that you can talk to. It's almost like it's not the headphones, but it's the microphone that is to the left of your mouth. And I also see some sort of watch on your left wrist. It's a big rectangular kind of device. It projects some holographic images of some pictures that are projected from the screen of it, but it's connected to the command center. Command center is on the moon. There's also a Mars command center, but you connected to the moon. Because I do see like a dome on the ground, but I also see the top of the dome sticking out. It's on this dark side of the moon, the one that we don't see. There's it's like a network of different domes connected with the tunneling system, the ground. One of them is commands. I just saw like briefly American flag. I saw Chinese flag too. I see Grace walking around. I don't really see. Wait, sometimes this watch can even project a commander in front of you. Commander looks like a big reptilian guy. He's really muscular, green skinned. It's like a very dark green skin. It's almost like a chameleon that changes into black type, kind of glossy. But when I touch it, it's very much like lizard type. Has some spikes on the back. It doesn't really wear much, just a big massive belt with some devices stuck on it, with some weapons, something like this. And but it's just a holographic projection, and then he will tell you. He looks into your eyes and he tells you with his eyes telepathically what you have to do. Basically, what he does, he just reaches into your brain, which has, it's like a big ring. The ring in the center has like a ball. From the ball come like 4 different spikes. From those spikes, each spike has like fiber optics coming out, like a lot of them. And it comes out from each part like energetically. You can see those are like receptors and they go all around your head, like a wrist almost. And he knows which one to turn on by getting locked into your eyes, because your eyes are connected to the device in your head. I see how it's connected through the temple area. And inside here, where the third eye, there's a Lactus 32. I don't know where I got this. It's just the name of the device, LOCTUS 32. It's almost like it's almost like some sort of binoculars, but it's only one with the one lens, and it can open it up and down and close and open like an eyelid, but it's in the middle here. He has all kinds of thermo regulation, thermovision, dark night vision type thing, almost like X-ray vision also. But you also tell me that you've been in the Mars Defense Force, on Mars Command, Legion, or what it's called, group. I see they take you all the time to the lab with mantis. Mantis are the ones who insert those tubes. I see like an exoskeleton there, especially on the back, spinal cord, and the bones. Like each bone has this insert inside, and they've been put through. It's like I have a period of time that I see. It's been put to you like every 10 years comes to me. Like they would change your tubing system, which is like an exoskeleton, to improve the bone density or thickness of the skeleton. It somehow, thanks to the tubes, you can grow. It's almost like wild, but when they take you, and they took you 3 times that I see, and they're preparing you for the force right now. And it's just like, not only that, you grow in strength once they take you. There's something that they put into your arm and into your chest, and they can it's some fluid. It's almost like an IV, but it's want to observe. It's already in the underground facility on the moon. Um, that they pump you up with that fluid, with that liquid. It basically activates and inflates almost like your exoskeleton, and you grow in size and in strength for them. And they can also put inserts in or take them out. It depends on the mission. Each mission has a different purpose and different manipulations that you have to do. But if I touch your DNA, to me, it's not even like a mantis. It's some sort of ant with antlers, I think they're called, or antennas. That I get 13% of that, like an insect. But there's something about the durability and the endurance of that it adds to your DNA and to your characteristics as a warrior for them, as a soldier. Um, there's 33% of reptilian that they can turn off and turn back on. It depends. It's almost like I see this invisible key type thing, but it's like a metaphor used by your subconscious that can activate it. But it always goes through that ring system in your head. Um, the reason why of this big eye in the middle is like a third eye, but they can block your actual physical vision, and they can just it's almost like it's connected to the eyes, and when the eyes shut down, all the strength of your vision goes into this one eye. But it has this perception. You literally possess the ability of um, control people with the eyesight, with the if you focus your vision, your intentions through your eyes, you can read the person's mind, you can control the person's mind, you can almost like hypnotize a person, and you show and spin him around the way you want him to behave. But that's for the missions. So let's go. See, the thing is, like, I see those clones that you're talking about. I see them. I see number 18, and I see on the moon, long corridor on the moon. The interesting part of this room, as I understand, it's just a knowledge that came to me that behind every wall there are different walls. Right, and it goes kind of in an interesting pentagon type way the room goes, because they're usually very long. But this one is different. To me, it's like a command center connected to the labs and to the cloning facility. And each wall flips, and through the flipping, it's like a portal. On the other side, there is also a corridor leading to another command center, but it's already on the Mars or on Jupiter or on Saturn, or different planets. I'm looking at the I got the FE 312, 313, and so on. This is the numbers I see on the big containers, the glass containers. They're standing up in vertical position in the cloning facility with your clones. One clone has an interesting tail, which is like good for navigation underwater. So some sort of underwater creature. I also see the creature that can fly. They all have your DNA. Like, they took your DNA. I feel it's at the lab somewhere. And I see there is this 5 main containers of it was different. It has a number code. It doesn't have letters, just numbers. But it's like a tray with the lab tubes with the numbers, the four numbers in a combination on each one, like a sticker. And they look kind of like yellowish, like transparent yellow fluid, the genetic material that they took from you. But the story starts, this is life number 51. The story starts right from the beginning. When you were in some sort of, I see a big metallic spaceship. It looks like a cigar, but not like exactly as a cigar. It opens up in front, and then there's another spherical spaceship goes close to it, and they connect. They can become one spaceship, and then they can separate if they need to. And the interesting part is that this opening on the one side, it can push out. It's almost like it becomes a space cannon. Very interesting because it's almost like I see the openings on all the sides and spherical motions like a spiral. And it can shoot some plasma or some big plasma balls of energy that actually when they're going, then they form like circles and spread and spread. And it's not really plasma, no. What it does, it actually surrounds the enemy with the frequency waves, and the frequency waves are going in circles and circles and circles, and then they capture whatever they need to capture, which is not in resonance with them, which means that's the enemy, and then they pull into this. It's like a cannon inside, and then it goes into the spaceship. It's already in the container, but it's inside the spaceship. And then this big metallic spherical one comes up, connects, and they can put container of that whatever they captured into the spherical one, and then it goes to different locations. What comes to me all the time is the Cygnus constellation. I do fly there a lot. And then there's some sort of platform where you call him the big universal warrior comes. He is like the most ancient. He's got this long beard waving in the air, and it's dressed like an old warrior type. It has an interesting symbology on his belt, and his belt is shaped as a sword, but the sword has this, but it's little. It's like a knife with the pointy, but it curves. It curves up. It's almost like a little shape of that banana pepper, or whatever it's called. And you're saying that he comes from, he's the most ancient warrior who teaches a lot of souls to fight the everything that was infected by the artificial intelligence programming. And that's why you come to him when you can, to learn how to fight against it, what was put into you and what used you against your own soul's essence wish, because you don't know how to break the contract, the original contract that was put together those 50 lives ago. I keep seeing it's like a big planet with spiders. And then the spiders have the underground where they have souls and cocoons. And then I see grays come by the ships, the round ships, and they almost trade for something else, some containers. They give containers to spiders, and spiders give them some sort of cocoons. They look like metal cocoons, and they contain souls. Those souls are very strong, and they take them and turn them into warriors, cyborgs. They contaminate them or insert AI programming in them. And it feels like you've been the one in the group of 4 who've been fighting with the spiders and with other insectoid forms so they wouldn't use the essences that were supposed to be humans, and humans are supposed to be gods of this universe. the only inhabitants of this universe. It shouldn't be infected by other species who are negative in nature. It should only be positive in nature. That's why you had to pick in this duality. Which part do you pick? Do you pick black magic or white magic? Do you pick to be on the side of the evil or good? And but the thing is, basically the spiders, as I understand, captured you, because if I go back, that's what I see. And then I see the grays, and they take you in the capsule, and then they take you to the lab, and that lab was on Mars first. And on Mars, I see a lot of mantis, and the mantis are. It's like they had this experiment going when they would split up your, because I see you being split up into 7 pieces, and they took one piece and they blended it with one of theirs DNA, so mantis, and that's how you saw yourself being partially mantis, partially human because of that experiment. Um, this experiment is in between. I feel like it's not really the end of it. The it just they had to come to some certain conclusion as a mini experiment participating in the mega something related to the creation of some special insectoid slash humanoid form army that would be very that would have some characteristics of mantis because they're very smart. Um, they're great scientists and mind. They can put like they can participate in any mind game, and they're good strategic planners. They're good at genetics. They're good at communication. It's like they can rewire any brain in any physical form, connect them all, and make them at the hive mind. They're good at it. And that hive mind aspect was needed in the army of super soldiers that they wanted to create. I see some sort of device. It looks like a red metal, shiny red metallic. Almost looks like a propeller, but it has different. It's like a spiral, and each spiral has a propeller. Energetically, that's how it looks to me. And then when it's inserted into the brain of a soldier, it becomes like control system that picks up different waves, different commands at the same time, puts together in connects to the DNA related to this insectoid form, and then puts together the best strategy on the battlefield, what is going on now. So there's a final result that they want to achieve, but it's up to the hive mind and the soldiers participating in this hive mind program or group to figure out the best plan. Strategically, they would work best if that was their experiment going on. And that's how you become one of those. But then they use their 7 parts to create the other clones. First there were some of them, so 3 of them were like semi-partially artificial, and they were working in underground Earth facilities. To me, what came right away is Israel, Palestine, underground, tons of tunnels. It's almost like the whole ancient city is there. Um, comes to me Egypt next and kind of curves into back to Palestine. So making loops. But I'm just talking about which areas you've been to before. So I see. There's South African facilities are connected to that too, but I also see that it goes through North America and through the tunnels and on the Atlantic Ocean. There are tons of tunnels under the water floor that is connected to all of this. It's like a huge map. But we're talking about like they basically transport not only genetic material but also the physical soldiers for different military operations and trainings. And they have this, I see like under the water floor, I see like big giant glass bubbles. When I touch them, it feels like thick plastic, and inside there's like a big island, and on the island there are different interesting devices that it looks like little capsules with different little platforms. I think it's almost like the laser and plasma type guns. And the platform, the soldier can stand on it and can float or fly with it. But the plasma forms a bubble that nobody can break through it. But at the same time, he can shoot out, but nobody can shoot in, type thing. I mean, and that's where they send soldiers to practice to new innovative weaponry. And I feel like they incorporate some of the new technological advances that they take from alien groups into new weapons, but they don't want them to look too weird, not like what something people used to see. But then they would rather, they would supply different groups during the wars or conflicts on different parts of the planet to basically practice or to try it out, those new technologies. And if they work out perfectly, that they would innovate them more and more and more. Therefore, they need to get rid of the old technologies by giving them as help or donations or whatever it's called to other countries. It has to be in constant rotation. Otherwise, the technological advances would not work. And it just, your soul is telling me that's how it works. What you're doing now, you're just taking out, it's rather hard. There's like some yellow metal, literally bright yellow metal, not like gold, yellow, sticking out on the sides of this. It looks like a hula hoop, like a circle. But then it creates a helmet when needed. A helmet is just like it makes your skull very thick, and when you're going on emissions, it creates an energetic shield over it. So you're taking it all out. It's like a system that goes here, goes into the eyes, it connects. There's a lot of little wires hanging off of it. You're opening the portals, throwing it out. And you took out this big device. I mean, it looks like a big crystalline structure like this. And it's got this eye in the middle with the metallic lid. It looks like a massive thing. It was connected to the ring before, but now you're just throwing it out also. And you're doing something like you're connecting your vision and your eyes, and you're doing this and this. And then when you're doing this, there's like energy going into your head and just like filling it up with whatever was there, and empty areas are getting filled up with your own energy. And then you're basically turning the exoskeleton, the tubing system, into liquid, and that fluid is just going down. It's almost like raining out of you. It's hard to explain, but it's fluid. It's literally fluid. It's bluish in color, and it's just going down from there. You just like put a circle underneath your feet, and it goes draining. It's like a drain draining down. And then you put like a big circle type. It's almost like a shower, but looks more like a roof, and goes through everything and connects. You want to connect all the neural ganglia and neural cells connections together, because they were specifically split up and rewired due to this tubing system that was going everywhere, not only in the bone tissues, but the wires were going into those fiber optics were going into the neural cells. And I see accents, I see nuclei. It was reshaped, and you're just like filling it up with that energetic rain of water that you created. The 7 parts of you that they split you up, you go all the way back. It's almost like a wild machine. So they took your essence, it's big. Your essence looks to me like this color yellow mixed with orange. That's how it looks to me. And they split it up in 7. So you go back, and it was done in some sort of machine. It looks like a big tube, like one of those machines for electromagnetic resonance machine or something, that it looks massive. And they put this tube in. The soul goes out, but it's fixed. It's fixed because of the tunnel and this rays of light on the tunnel, which fixate the soul. It split it up, and it's like the holographic projection goes into your brain, almost like, and it at the same time it's connected. Each part is connected to each tube, each of the 7 tubes that are preserved in the lab. Whatever they do to each part of your essence in the lab affects you in the now. So your life can have different twists and turns that you would not understand why you change your ideas, thoughts, beliefs, or the way you feel like going in life all of a sudden. It happens quickly overnight because they do some manipulations with those. So you basically just eliminated, erase that moment when they split you up in 7 parts, and I see you as one back then. So you just changed your timeline, and what I see you as you're deleting files, 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 and you're doing it on Mars and the underground. I see you standing there, but you're in a different suit right now. It's more like a camouflage type, brownish beige. It's a 2-piece, I think. Yeah. And you're deleting the files on the computer. It's a very small, square, dark computer room. There are only 4 computers and 4 desks in it. It's basically they promised you that they will release you after you did what you promised to do. If you would sign a contract with them, and basically you didn't have an option to not to agree. You eliminated those contracts. And now I see you create some sort of blue. You turned your essence from orange to blue, and you created some sort of cocoon of blue energy, and you put yourself in there, and you're changing your DNA back to original. And you come from far, far, far away, many, many universes past. That's where you come from, because you're part of the team with that guy that I keep seeing, the old guy. He's not from this universe. He's saying that each universe has a holographic image of a creator, but it is just a holographic image. It's like a conglomerate. If you put a lot of people together into one, that's what it is. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why acorns, it's a representation of fractals. And you put all fractals together, creates one big something. Therefore, you can say there is a creator of this universe, but in fact, we're all creators and we all stand as one creator. As separate, we stand, and as one at the same time. And that's why that one is like an old creator slash observer who can, he's laughing, he says, I can give consultations and suggestions if you need me. Basically, there's a whole group of people like that. They're all human looking, and they just observe the progress of the universe. And each universe has its own problems, and they just collect the problem solution into their database and exchange information between universes. The problem is you've been in spreading information, been captured by those insectoid spiders who are connected to Mars system. And the grays are like they're in between all the systems. They're conductors of missions. They trick other forms, life forms, into participating in their experiments that they call missions or programs. That's how they do it. And there are different missions and programs at different levels. There's very low level, which is very physical. We're talking about like arms and armed forces and ammunition and everything that you can um, hold and use, and it's heavy and it's hard. But then it goes higher and higher and higher, which reaches the those ultraviolet, ultra purpose, precision, mm, different devices that use waveforms of sound waves of and that's basically all this stuff because you can also use different frequencies that you can modulate in your mind with your mind by your mind and use them for different purposes to improve something, this or that, to help out different universes. They know this, they just used it for themselves. They're using you as an instrument. In the Dark Fleet, they used you for that too. You were like in a team of those who gather information for orientation purposes, for analysis, And for possible scenarios, it's almost like your mind is that you can put out a few different scenarios, and that way they know for each and every scenario their army groups have to be prepared. So you're more like for strategic planning and assessment on the field of the fight. But I see you were flying in sometimes in this triangular, but most of the time in this big spaceship, Night of the Dark. He has the wings, it has the very like sleek form. The wings are on the back. They're not the typical wings, but they're more like on the certain at a certain angle, very slick looking. They can take a different they can move up or down. It's almost like they can project holographically the soldiers on some special flying devices that they can attack, like hive mind. Like, let's say they project soldiers and they materialize them, they can become material after they're projected. And they have those flying devices that it's how to describe them. It's almost like flying motorcycles without the wheels, but they're very prolonged, and they're all in equipment. They with helmets, and they can attack as a hive mind, surround, circle up, and destroy like any object in space. And you're very good with holographic maps, projections of them through your mind. And that's what they were using. And you have a precision vision too. But altogether, it's technical and energetic. That's what you can combine. You can combine the physical aspects of this universe and also non-physical aspects of this universe, creating interesting holographic images which can materialize under certain conditions, and you know which conditions should be to do it. And that's what they've been using you for. So you deleted all the files over here. So you're going to the moon to see. You just basically what you did is you disconnected all the clones by just wanting it. You didn't even have to do it physically. They're now functional. And I see you already put like all the lab tubes in one metallic square box, like a cube. And I see your orange essence going with that box. You look like yourself, but you're made out of orange energy, and you're holding the box and you're approaching the black hole and just putting the box into a black hole. And it's looks like a glow of energy, the outline of the black hole. It's so it's like Halloween colors, orange and black, everything. So you're going back, but you close it. You can close it, and black hole, as you explained to me, has segments. Each segment is like a different Pandora box, which contains and keeps some certain frequency of energy, fabric, or material that need to be preserved, and you have to do something with it later. But you can program it for the way you did it. It's you pre-programmed it for its molecular structure to be segregated, to fall apart, and it's falling apart. It can be restructured, but cannot be destroyed. That's what you said. So you change your DNA in this blue dome cocoon. You have the strings in your fingers, and your hand and your heart, which is like in the middle, connects with your eyesight. But it's all like, and they create some sort of like a cone structure, which is points at some certain particular, like it can be a wish, it can be something to transform molecularly, or something to restructure, rebuild, regenerate, that you can do that like by focusing your hands, your eyesight, and your chest area, which is where your soul is strongest connection is. So clones are disconnected to mercy. Hybrids. Hybrids are 2. And those tubes are gone with genetic material, DNA. There is a strange deserted areas all over Mars. Need to be replanted with life. We're on that Mars. You're saying there is like quite a few of them, different projections of Mars with different ones. The original ones are preserved until this universe is ready to accept them energetically. But not only of Mars, other planets too, like the original Earth. But there's still so many people, um, almost like having like a brain fog. That's what you're saying. They think they know the truth, but they know the opposite of truth. But the time will come when there is a circle of energy, much like a black hole, but it's gonna be a central sun hole. That's what you're saying. It's gonna surround everybody and start shining the little rays of light, much like energetic needles, changing the structure of the nervous system of those who've been programmed by different implants. You took out some metallized parts from your body. Basically, I see like 4 sections that you took them from. There was a chest and shoulders head, solar plexus connected with the stomach, and the lower area, the 4. Or you can count them as 5 too. But I see those plates that are lying in front of you that were kind of like rather dissecting you. You're opening the portal and throwing them out too. So they're gone. I see like little energetically. It's like little waves of energy starting to connect, form in bigger ways, and starting to move freely throughout your body. But I keep saying you've been, they took you 3 times, 3 times, and each time. But see, I see 10 years, 15, and 20. It's like a natural by 5.
Mm-hmm.
And it runs in parallel. It's not really before or after, but if you go back to that time when you didn't destroy your contracts, that's how it looks like. It's like all 3 lines are running in parallel. And the problem is because they were taking so much from your energy, which I see 72%, that it would give you your perception of this reality would be so connected to other realities that it would be hard for you to operate in this one because you would
Yeah.
only have this little left for yourself.
Yeah.
But now it's going back to you because you disconnected from all of it. So let me see. You're saying something about the phoenix of light is coming. There's a big spaceship that you used before. Like a bird, like light phoenix. That's what you say. This spaceship is golden. You say only golden spaceships can never be destroyed or deformed, and they always contain the highest energy for the highest good of all the species of the universe. Except there's still a lot of deception going on. And the problem that we created this universe is dualistic, and that's when deception is coming from. And you cannot extract yourself from this place unless you understand that there's been so much invested by other alien species into humanity, the original humanity, to deceive and confuse us, that there's going to be layers and layers of non-truths that you have to uncover. And we're still at the 5th layer, but we have to go up to the 8th in order to see the real truth. And we're still 3 layers away from the 8th, which we're doing now. We're trying to clear the minds of more and more people to get through those layers of deception. Which a lot of people are stuck. You're saying the worst thing that can possibly happen to you is to be stuck and just be developing your view of the world based on only one alternative point, which most of the time is false also, because it's based on somebody's information provided for you, but not by you. And that's why you have to use your own third sight, as I call it, you say, which is your unseen vision and feeling perception of what is going on energetically, and apply it in the physical form, in the physical now, through action and thought, which would materialize by using your action on the physical platform of reality, which is just going to move and shift. It's not going to disappear, but it's going to move and shift. And some people are going to be stuck on it, much like a bee can get stuck on its own honey that it's created. But the idea is not to get fixated on 1 or 2 or 3 ideas. The idea is to expand and open your mind and understand there are several projections of each problem and each solution. And there's different projections of explanations or truths. And behind each theory stands a big group of people who are interested in suggesting or spreading that particular theory. You have to ask yourself why this person says this, why this person wants to be friends with me, why this person is doing this for me or for others, because the fabric of this reality has there's so many programs of using others for anything that we have to be careful. Hard to find open, truthful, transparent human form, not corrupted by the fabric of reality it exists in, but it's still possible. Strive for that, and you'll become like the phoenix of light that comes through the central sun portal to observe and create for yourself and others. You're free now to do that. Yeah, that's what you said. You can ask questions. I see you now. You burned up everything. It's almost like little sparks of your orange essence just all around you, created this perfect energy sphere.
Okay.
So
Would I happen to have any reptilian overlay? I'm asking because I have a divine counterpart, a twin flame, in South Africa. She's of Ethiopian origin. I've never met her. I've only dreamt about her about 6 times. But I was shown that to prevent us from coming together, one of the things that they did, as well as with my soul family, to prevent us from coming together, reptilian overlay, especially over her.
you had you changed that back. The DNA that you had reptilian DNA in you too.
Mm.
But you changed that back to it was just artificially inserted and mutated to be used in programs for you to activate.
Yeah.
But because you created that blue cocoon of blue light to change your DNA specifically for that, you did that. I don't see any overlays or any mutations to your DNA that might affect you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And insectoid one is gone too.
Okay. Thank you. And so even my mind, that splitting headache I used to get with brainwave treatment, I take it if I give it a few days to release this stuff, it'll be okay now.
Yeah, it's I see like three strands of DNA that you have and turned into six. And if you put them together, then because six is or three, those are the energies of non-physical world, and they signify that you're very much like you can manipulate energies, you can manipulate, and your thoughts become material quicker than, let's say, other essences in who are incarnated in physical form, because you can surpass some of the barriers that for others it takes more time to do it. And that's why they had to block you so much with all these implants and tubing systems, so you wouldn't be able to do that. But in reality, you can just think something into physical pretty quickly because 3 turns into 6, 6 turns into 9. Here you got 369.
Mm-hmm. Yes, okay. Thank you. And just the last question now is about my emotional pain body. In the past, just like there was a device that was stopping me from having new neural pathways, changing aspects of my brain and mind, there was also something blocking me from releasing suppressed emotion. So what's happening is that I've had a large graying emotional pain body because of loss of suppressed emotions in my body. It was now even beginning to affect me physically, with high blood pressure and whatnot. So I don't know if my emotional release valve, if it will now start, working normally like everybody else.
Yeah. You show me like a movie. You show me like a movie when you were 5 and older that they would take you, and it would be some underground cave system that they would take a there was a group of kids. There would be a group of kids and they would I see reptilian like first torturing like a little cute animal, looks like a puppy or like a little dog. First torturing, then eating, and then the kids would get like emotionally scarred from different things like that.
Mm,
They would usually abduct you at night, but I see sometimes it would happen during the day when you would be by yourself, and they would physically abduct you and show you this, and
mm,
that's what you're talking about. It made you feel very vulnerable towards your own safety and safety of this world and this life. And here, that's how they wanted to fracture your mental emotional bodies. They will go into your energy bodies, all of them. It just kind of like spreads all over like a spider web,
yes.
which you were surrounded by anyway. Shattered emotional mental bodies that are healed now because, see, you created all kinds of technology because you created this blue. I think you can use it in the in your meditations also because you created this blue cocoon, the cocoon of blue energy. It's perfect. It's like oval, it's long, and you were just laying there, and I saw how your energy bodies, 4 of them, separating from each other and then being kind of almost like blending in into one and then separating again. And it kept doing it. It's almost like somebody opening the accordion, and then at some point it got together as one and it stopped moving. So you're wholesome now.
Okay.
That's what it showed to me.
Okay.
So if you don't have any questions, yes.
Okay, so those traumas would then force me to like kind of like freeze my emotions in a way to stop feeling them. I guess that's what.
Yeah,
Okay.
because your subconscious was bottling them up, plus they would erase the memories of you getting abducted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Well, okay. Thank you. That's all I
Mm,
can say. Very informative. Yeah, a
yeah,
lot of revelations I'll never get from someone who's not a remote viewer. And I'm just glad that from this day forth, I'm able to at least now start not only functioning and surviving, but thriving in this reality. I love the explanation where you mentioned the 70% of my energy being taken away, the other realities, and that's why it was so hard for me to just, function and
right.
just
72.
do
Yeah,
my
I
own.
remember that.
Yeah. Mm, this reality.
Yeah.
Very, very
Yeah, good. Thanks. Yeah, you're very warm energy, like kind of orangey yellow, this kind. I don't know if you like that color, but that's how I see your energy sphere.
Okay. Well, I
City.
like more like gold. Yeah, more like gold if you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Yeah, you can interpret it as gold too, I guess. But okay, thank you. Let me turn it off.